Good morning, everyone. We will start environment and ecology. Next chapter, agriculture. Agriculture. Agriculture is a practice of growing crops and raising livestock. Forms of agriculture. Forms description. Silviculture, growing and cultivation of trees. Horticulture, cultivation of fruits, vegetables, nuts, ornamental plants, and flowers. Sericulture, rearing of silkworms to produce raw silk. Viticulture, cultivation of grapes, especially for wines. Apiculture, maintenance of honeybee colonies by humans for honey. Floriculture, branch of horticulture concerned with the cultivation of flowers and ornamental plants. Aquaculture, farming of fish, crustaceans, molluscs, aquatic plants, algae, etc. Second one is crops. Cereals. A cereal is any grass cultivated for the edible components of its grains. Large grains used as staple food are cereals. Important cereals: rice, wheat, maize, oats, and barley, etc. Millets. It is a grasses of group cereals, but mostly grown in areas with less productivity. Example: jowar, bajra, ragi, etc. Pulses. Pulses are edible seeds of plants in the legume family. It is a rich source of protein and provides most essential amino acids. These are cheapest sources of protein and fiber. It also enriches soil by fixing nitrogen in it. Example: red gram, black gram, cowpea, hot gram, soya bean, etc. Oil seeds crops. These are mainly cultivated to produce oil for edible purpose. Example: groundnut, gingerly, sunflower, castor, mustard, etc. Fifth one is fiber crops. They are mostly produced for industrial purpose. Example: cotton, jute, starch, etc. Sixth one is fodder crops. These crops are grown mainly for feeding livestock. Example: grasses, maize, stars, etc. Plantation crops. These crops grown extensively in large areas on commercial basis. These are also cash crops. Example: cashew, tea, coffee, rubber, cocoa, areca, nut, etc. Spices and condiments. These crops are cultivated mainly to enhance flavor or taste. Example: ginger, garlic, chili, cumin, cardamom, pepper, etc. This group also includes medicinal plants such as cinchona, opium, poppy, etc. and aromatic plants such as lemongrass, rose, peppermint, etc. Crop growing seasons in India. Season crops: Kharif season, monsoon season from June to October to November. Rice, corn, cotton, sorghum, bajra, etc. Rabi season, winter season from October to February, March. Wheat, barley, oats, chickpea, mustard, etc. Zaid season, summer season, March to June. Watermelon, pumpkins, cucumber, bitter gourd, etc. Fourth one is cropping. Cropping system. Cropping system description. Multiple cropping. Cultivation of two or more crops in an agriculture field in a year in orderly succession. Example: rice in Kharif season and pulse in Rabi season. Types: double cropping, triple cropping, quadruple cropping. Monoculture. Repetitive growing of same crop for entire year in an agricultural land. Monocropping. Growing of same crop year after year. Cropping pattern. It is a yearly sequence and spatial arrangement of the sowing and the fallow of an agricultural land. In India, it is determined by rainfall, climate, soil, and availability of labor and funds. Cropping pattern description. Sequential cropping. Growing two or more crop in a sequence on the agricultural land in a year without a gap. There can't be a gap between harvesting and sowing of two crops in sequential cropping. Ratoon cropping. Raising a crop with regrowth out of stalk or roots of harvested crops. Example: sugarcane, banana, sorghum, etc. Intercropping. Growing two or more crops simultaneously with distinct arrangement of row in an agricultural land. Example: maize and cowpea. Here, cowpea is legume plant which fixes nitrogen in soil, thus reducing the need of fertilizer for maize. Multi-story
Cropping. Cultivation of two or more crops of different heights simultaneously in an agricultural land. Relay cropping. Here the second crop is planted before the harvest of first crop. Alley cropping. Planting of rows of trees with wide spacing and growing other crops in the space. Mixed cropping. Growing two or more crops simultaneously but without row arrangement. Planting crops intermingled. Crop rotation. It involves growing of different crops in agricultural land in a pre-planned succession, such as growing leguminous crops, then growing non-leguminous crops. It facilitates proper and uniform utilization of nutrients. Farming system characteristics. Wetland farming. It is practice of growing crops in soil flooded through natural flow of water, such as on the banks of river. Irrigated farming. Growing crops is supplemented irrigation by lifting water from water bodies or underground water. Dry land farming. Areas with low rainfall and purely dependent on rainfall and moisture conserved in the soil. Rain-fed farming. Areas with high rainfall or throughout the year. Mixed farming. A system of farming which involved growing of crops along with raising of stock, fisheries, beekeeping, etc. Specialized farming. When a farmer acquires special knowledge and grows specific crops. Diversified farming. In the practice of producing variety of crops or animals or both. Agroforestry. These trees are grown along with crops. Organic farming system in which largely avoids chemical fertilizers, pesticides, genetically modified organisms, antibiotics, etc. Eco farming similar to organic farming, but it takes ecological approach. Integrated farming. Integration of farm enterprise such as cropping, animal husbandry, fisheries, forestry, etc. according to the availability of resources. It also includes the storage of food, grain, and other related activities. Sustainable agriculture. Producing crops in the present without compromising the ability of the pesticide can be used, but to the minimal level and with optimum utilization of resources. Sixth one is tillage. Tillage is the agricultural preparation of soil for seed generation, growth of crops, etc. by mechanical agitation of various types such as digging, stirring, and overturning. The zero tillage. It is a method of growing crops from year to year without disturbing the soil with through tillage. It is a part of eco farming. Seventh one is elements required in plant growth. Nutrients. Plants absorbs inorganic minerals for nutrients from soil and water through roots. Macronutrients. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, calcium, and magnesium. Micronutrients. Iron, zinc, magnesium, manganese, copper, boron, chlorine, molybdenum, etc. Fertilizers. Natural or artificial substance containing chemical elements that provide the nutrients to the plants and help in the growth and productivity of plants. Chemical fertilizer. Industrial manufactured chemicals containing plant nutrients. Manures are plant and animals waste that are source of plant nutrients. Biofertilizers. It is a substance which contains living microorganisms which increases the nutrients of plants. Integrated nutrient management. It is judicious combination of the chemical, organic, and the biofertilizers as per the need to increase productivity along with maintaining soil health. Third one, irrigation. It is application of controlled amount of water to plants at needed intervals. Micro irrigation. It is mainly practiced to save water and control soil erosion. By this method, volume of water is applied at low pressure and high frequency. Measure of irrigation. Sprinkler irrigation. Water is fed into air and allowed to fall on the ground like rainfall. Drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is allowed to drip slowly to the roots of plants. 8. Weeds. Weeds are unwanted and undesired plants that interfere with utilization of fertilizers, land and water resources and thus affecting the crop productivity. 9th. Agricultural revolution in India. Revolution related to green food grain production, blue fish production, brown leather and coffee production. Gold and fiber jute production, gold and overall horticulture, honey and fuel. Grey fertilizer production, pink meat and poultry production, red meat and tomato production. Evergreen overall agriculture production growth. Round potato production, silver fiber, cotton production, silver eggs production, white milk production, yellow oil seeds production. Reference NCERT News material on agriculture website of Tamil Nadu Agriculture University.